I want to call this False Hope. This video is called False Hope, and it kind of stems from that video I did recently, Is Space Even Real? I'm just Ben the questioner. I'm just asking questions because, sometimes I'm making some statements. That's my opinions, and I'm allowed to do that. But isn't it weird that this supermassive black hole is a fuzzy image? Is this honestly the best we can do? I mean, you're probably expecting this tone, but really, think about this for a minute. There's $52 million a day going into NASA alone. Then we have other space agencies, telescopes and stuff around the world, right? I don't know where Event Horizon Telescope collaboration is taking place, if it's just one telescope or a collaboration between telescopes or what's going on. But the thing is, none of that's relevant because, I'm sure that there's enough money to get an image that isn't just blurry. What is this? It's a blurry dot. Oh yeah, for the first time we got a awesome picture of a black hole. It only took us until 2019. Why? Why couldn't they do it last year? Why couldn't they do it 2 years ago? Why couldn't they do it 10 years ago? It's just unbelievable. Like, after all this time, we've had telescopes and they've shown images of, the deepest regions of the universe at Hubble telescope, right? But we can't shoot a black hole. I'm sure this is not on the edge of the universe visibility. Because why would you take a picture that far away of a black hole when we've got a black hole at the center of our galaxy, apparently? So you don't need to be shooting a black hole that's so far away that it becomes fuzzy or any other stupid excuse. Anyway, I want to go back up this article because there's a lot of false hope. And this is just something I've been realizing as I've grown through my 20s into my 30s. I've just realized that all the stuff they said they were going to do like 15 years ago when I was a kid, they've either not done it or there's absolutely no good evidence that they've done it. Where you could be saying you're on Mars when you're just, in some random desert around the world. Do you guys realize what you can do with videography? I'm telling you, again, that you can do so much with video editing. Actually, these pictures all should show that, but they're not even good at it. They give us just rendition pictures. They haven't even stuffed with real video footage. It's not even that good. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not even that good. It's not even proper video footage from space. None of it. It's amazing. Look, there are channels out there which have showed things like the International Space Station shenanigans that looks like it's recorded underwater with people in scuba gear. And again, you just video edited a bit. So there's channels out there are revealing all this. I just can't find any good evidence that space even exists. And mathematics is not the way to go about showing people that something exists. Because it's theoretical, it's not pragmatic. It's like symbolic. Oh, technically, 1 plus 1 should equal 2 times the force of gravity, blah, blah, blah. And you get into these complex tensor equations and all this. It's like, we're not going to understand reality this way. It's just not going to happen. We're not a computer. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. That's not how we understand reality. So we're going to have to come up with proper video evidence, or flat earth movement is going to grow. And I'm not a flat earther. I'm just saying it will grow because there's that space in people's mind. So I know it will grow inherently because that's how we are. If we can't get the answer, we're going to hold it and we're going to be suspicious and this and that. I just find it funny there's no good pictures from space. Like, why is this blurry? Why is it even blurry? Up the top of the article, we've got a less blurry image. So that's the less blurry version. Oh wait, it's a computer simulation, not a real photo. So the real photo, allegedly, rabbit ears, real photo, is blurry, and then the computer simulation is better, and, you know, just looks like someone twirling a fire stick, and you take out the person twirling the fire stick, to be honest. Have you seen long exposure footage? Do you understand what you can do with manipulation of light and video editing and so on? I've seen pictures exactly like this where it was a person standing behind it, fire twirling. So I'm not impressed when we're giving, you know, millions per day, millions of dollars per day to these organizations. Just think about it. You're being harvested. Your energy is being harvested. And what I'm putting out there is, like, we already know that, right? I'm part of channels that go on about organic portals, right? And how they're harvesting our energy and waste energy and all this. Well, this would be a perfect example. Tell them there's hope, false hope, in an outside world that brings everyone together to, you know, pay their tax every day and all that, and get their energy extracted in the no alternatives the system. It's a negative economic nightmare. I think we all agree, and we are, you know, within death industries. The world runs on death industries. It's a nightmare. We've got a negative economic nightmare out there. And we're facing now, you know, unrest globally. Finally, people are waking up, or, you know, saying, hey, I don't want to be a slave. You're not treating me good. Finally, if you call that waking up, okay, let's call it waking up, whatever. I don't call that waking up. That's like the first awakening, maybe. Oh, I'm being treated like a slave. Oh, I don't like it. Well done, people, well done. You realize the absolute basics. So what I'm going on about is, you know, false hope, wherein it seems to me that every, you know, generational sort of time period, let's say every decade or so, they give you really good false hope to come, and that they've achieved something, like landing on the asteroid. I don't know, I showed a video of that Hayasuba 2 landing on the asteroid. Looked like it was bouncing on a big trampoline. When you look at the rocks and stuff bounce up, you've seen my video on that. So I don't know about that. Oh, debuted 2 treatments for the Ebola virus. This article's all about how busy scientists have been. Really. They imaged a supermassive black hole but couldn't give us a decent image. Okay, so you may as well say you didn't even do that. A blurry image does not qualify for giving us some image of a supermassive black hole, in my opinion. I mean, probably a 5-year-old with Photoshop could create that image these days. So, yeah, scientists have been so busy. And for the first time, we had to wait till 2019 because they didn't have the ability to take black hole pictures before. Do you see the false hope? They stretch it out. Why couldn't this be done 5 years ago? Comment below why it was impossible to give a blurry image of a black hole 5 years ago. I'd like to know. Comment below why they couldn't do it 5 years ago. This blurry image. They debuted 2 treatments for Ebola virus. Oh yeah, 2 treatments. One's not good enough, alright? I'm not even going to go into that stuff, you know, bioengineerically engineered viruses and so on. They launched a spacecraft into orbit that's powered by sunlight alone. Oh, that's really, you know, I'm very proud they done that, but why does not every light on Earth first have solar power? The street lights, every house, so nobody has to pay electricity bills. You see, another tax that isn't necessary. Well, you know, electricity should be free because we have the ability to, oh look, solar power, sunlight alone. They launched a spacecraft that is powered by sunlight alone, only sunlight. So is that spacecraft paying for electricity? Nope, it's getting free sunlight. Hey kids, what I just suggested was we get free sunlight ourselves before the spacecrafts that they're allegedly launching into space. That's all. Hey kids, just want to get some solar power alone, on sunlight alone, on my house, which I don't even have a house. But we're launching spacecrafts. Ben doesn't have a house. Barely anyone has solar panels or free energy, and we're launching, we're putting spacecraft into space which have free energy, but we don't get the free energy. Just keep your head on for a second. Realize the words energy extraction matrix along the lines of this video of false hope. Right, we discovered a hidden continent. I already looked at that article before. Captured video of a giant squid. Gonna look at that in a minute. That'll be cool, I'm sure. See, that's okay. But, I mean, I'm sure we can be doing more pressing things. Like putting solar panels on everybody's house so everybody has free energy. That seems more pressing. Or putting food plants everywhere, because that's more pressing. And what I suggest we do is we take care of layer by layer, and we build properly and do it right the first time, so we don't have a million homeless, a billion people on the move in unrest, and so on and so forth. So we have a proper working system. That's all I'm suggesting. We start layer by layer, energetic layering. So the first layer would be food. Then we have food to eat. Then we can put solar panels because we have energy from the food we just ate. We can put solar panels on our house. Then we have free energy of all of our equipment, all of our power tools, our blenders, anything we want. Oh, we can get a free energy car, all of it. But no. These are accomplishments, blah, blah, blah. This, like these images. Just, where's the stars? Oh, they probably took the stars out because they wrecked the picture. I don't know. You tell me. Where's the stars? Why does it look so fake? I'm not even going to look more at it. Well, here's something interesting though. That's what I did want to go over. Excuse me. So Arrokoth is a flat like a pancake rather than spherical shape. Asteroid. It's just an object called MU69. Looks like an asteroid. Okay, we're going to call it an asteroid. So this asteroid apparently is flat. Are you reading this? Images revealed that Arrokoth is flat, like a pancake. Now, I was just reading an article about why flat Earth is stupid. Now, I'm not a flat earther and I'm not a round earther. I'm just simply asking questions, so I haven't decided yet. And you can't say that I'm either or, because I'm not decided yet. So I'm neither. I'm not a flat earther and I'm not a round earther. I'm simply neutral until I figure it out. How's that? Same with I'm not left or right, politic party. Wow, that's amazing. You must be left or you must be right. No, I just chose neither of those and chose neither of them, and same with the flat earth and round earth. I just chose not to label myself. Is that okay? So anyway, this thing's flat, and I was just reading about reasons why the flat earth is stupid article, some other article. And I was just thinking, the main point in that article about why the earth cannot be flat was that it would spin out of control and turn into a spheroid again because of gravity, this mysterious force. And I'm not saying gravity doesn't exist. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, the reason that this article labeled the impossibility for there to be a flat Earth was that it would turn into a spheroid once again after spinning for a while because of gravity. And I went, okay, fair enough. I've heard about this stuff called gravity before. But then I read this and I thought, oh, this is interesting. This thing is, flat and out there. I'm not a flat earther though, because, I'm just not. I don't have evidence to say that the Earth is flat. Here's my opinion on it still. In my opinion, things are self-similar at scale. So if you have a flat Earth, you would have a flat universe, which I just read an article recently I could bring up. It's in the background on my tabs, but I remember it all. It was about how they think our universe is flat now and it could be an infinite loop, wherein it's more like a balloon rather than just goes out infinitely in all directions. So you know how you've probably heard the universe kind of goes out infinitely in all directions, right? I read an article now saying that the universe could be possibly flat. That's right, that the universe could be flat. I read that years ago too, that they postulated that we're like a 2D plane, which is interesting, because that goes with flat Earth, doesn't it? Because what I was going to say is things are self-similar at scale, so if the Earth's flat, the universe must be flat, and the atom must be flat, which makes sense why it presses on each other. You know, why atoms have a valence shell that presses on things. That can work when it's flat. So my opinion is, you know, if we look out there and things are round, most likely the Earth is going to be round, and that's why, you know, for a while I was still calling myself a round earther, because I was thinking of this self-similar scale thing. That things are self-similar at scale. You know, we know this fractal nature. So if the Earth's flat, then that would mean atoms are flat and the universe is flat. Now, what's interesting is that I have been reading more about a flat universe. Well, it's coming to me. Like this other day, this article, it said, we think now that the universe could be flat. Now, it's just, it hasn't fully been peer-reviewed and, set in stone. They're just, it's like a bit of a prediction, postulation, and what they think the data showed them. You know, it's at that stage. But they were saying that they think the universe does not go out in infinite directions, and you can look this up. Just look up like flat looping universe theory or something. You'll find the article I read the other day. And they were saying that it's more like the surface of a balloon where you trace your hand around the balloon and you come back to your other hand. So that's like a big loop and a surface, like the surface of a balloon that's blown up. That's what they think now the universe could be like. That's weird because that doesn't fit with the pictures of the spiderweb universe I've seen, you know, the universe picture they give you on like Discovery Channel and so on, which is the CMB or the cosmic microwave background, kind of like in a kind of explosive picture, you know, that picture, and it's like kind of exploding out from a point in the center in all directions, but it's uneven and this and that. Well, now this other theory or other model is saying it's like flat loop, like a outside of a balloon. Well, that's just interesting. I thought that was worth throwing in here because I keep finding things on, you know, flat Earth and now this thing on flat universe. Then I found this, asteroid is flat like a pancake. I don't know, just another little thing. Gonna move past it, not trying to emphasize it too much. Just saying, just putting it in a video, putting this all in one idea of false hope, and that space might not even be real. We may be on some serious, like, checkerboard friggin' Matrix style setup. Because I keep asking flat earthers, so if the Earth is flat, then what? What does that mean? Where are they going to go with that? Because to me, that means exactly one thing. It's a full-on setup, some alien-like setup, Matrix, flat Earth planet, virtual reality Matrix thing, solid state Matrix that we're in. That's what it means to me if the Earth is flat. Because the best example I can give, and part of the reason I think that is, yes, you're going to say, oh, a movie. Yeah, there's a movie, and I think it was called Area 51. It's not the one where they're a group of kids and they sneak into Area 51. It's a different one where the two guys go for a drive out into the desert area there. They get abducted, and throughout the rest of the movie, it's basically them getting asked questions in these like sealed rooms in some underground base. And what happens is it culminates, this movie, in one guy getting artificial legs. So transhumanism as well. And, that we're like a giant experiment and stuff. And that goes even with theories I don't like about Anunnaki and all this, right? I'm not into any of that stuff. But it goes with that. That there's some, aliens that created us for mining gold and so on. That theory about Anunnakis from Sumerian texts, from Zecharia Sitchin, that kind of stuff. I'm not into Zecharia Sitchin and that stuff. Just, I don't know, there were some problems I had with it. Anyway, this does fit with that. And so in this movie, that guy who has the legs transhumanized, he runs really fast and he runs to the edge of what seemingly is a platform. Now, the entire movie, you think that it's the real Earth and Area 51 and that it's not a giant set or like movie set, basically. He comes out on the edge of this like highway. He runs through the barrier of this flat set, basically like a movie set is what I'm saying, like a set. But the set was entire Area 51 or entire America, or at some point he was transported there from real Earth, I think, and he was on like a giant set. It was all made up, but it looked like Area 51, like it all was real. It looked all real, but suddenly he runs really quickly with these new bionic legs, and he runs through the edge of this platform, and he's standing there in the middle of space on the edge of like this giant platform, which is basically an alien ship. So that's, in my opinion, where it has to go. Because what else do you do with a flat Earth? What do you do with it? Okay, the Earth's flat, now what? What does that mean? It must have a much higher meaning. Do you understand? Because where does it go? The universe works in core centrisms, or meaning and reason. So it must mean something if it's flat. So this is one reason I don't think it is, and that it's just really easy to construe information to confuse people. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not concluded. I have a feeling it's not flat, but I get all these other feelings that it is flat. So I'm very, I'm confused on this. I'm actually, confused on this. It's a very interesting, massive question that I think we need to not answer in, all I see about a lot of round earthers is like they just pay out on it and don't give proper answers. Not everyone. It's evolving, the movement, to give, just non-hateful answers. Anyway, I just wanted to ask that to anyone who is a flat earther. Where does it go? What do you do with that? What does that mean? I really want to know your opinions on what that means for you. Because it seems to me to indicate like some kind of setup matrix. That's all my conclusion is, if it's flat. Anyway, and here we go, the China's Mars rover. So that can just be anywhere in any desert. We've all seen those type of videos. Oh, NASA learned about Mars quakes, the red planet's version of earthquakes. Wonderful. Let's just call them quakes. But that's interesting, okay. We can go past that. Scientists hope it will reveal clues about what the planet's inside looks like, the quakes, okay. Landed on a surface of an asteroid. Again, a terrible picture from JAXA. Thanks, JAXA. How much money are you guys putting into that, and you can't even get good pictures? Like all those pictures, they can be so made up, it's unbelievable. Please do video editing and learn it thoroughly. I mean, video doctoring, you know? This, just again with this whole Voyager 2 thing, I made a video on that like a week ago. Not going to go into that. Very interesting that I thought, you know, space was a vacuum, but then they hit 50,000 Kelvin. Voyager 2 hits more dense plasma outside the heliosphere. Interesting. Outside the heliosphere, where all the particles are, you hit a more hot, dense plasma zone. Okay. So it could be a boundary layer wherein, you know, the plasma is pushed up against the heliosphere. I understand that. Could be. But you know what? The hotter outside zone goes with some flat Earth maps, where it's like a flat Earth sitting in a background of radiation, which goes with the CM cosmic microwave background. The thing is, they said it went into interstellar space, you know, which I always thought was less dense plasma or no plasma kind of thing, or the empty vacuum of space. So, just, I don't know, seems like an inconsistency. Now this one's interesting. We discovered a planet outside our solar system that could be our best bet for finding alien life. Again, keeping the false hope of aliens alive. What I feel this does is take away the story from the human. It takes the center of, you know, complexity away from us. I feel that we are it, and we need to act like we're it. And if we keep looking at outside things, we don't act like we are it. That's my position on it. So the cosmic drama story needs to come back to the human, because we need to fix the Earth, or, you know, figure something out here, because it is dying. And you know, things are only getting worse. I think you see that. Yes, technology and stuff like that, and ease of life and quality of life in a way is getting better, right? We've got those past processes pushing forth, but they'll meet their demise if the planet meets its demise. So, I mean, we need to look after this thing. It's the only one we have for now. We can't travel 110 light years. So even if we detect water vapor, fantastic. And it's in the habitable zone, the Goldilocks zone, apparently. It can support life. Potentially habitable. And this is all very interesting. Again, we don't get real footage by the looks of it. I don't think that's a real image. Yeah, support liquid water, they say, possibly. Right, that's all very interesting, but again, going with the theme of this video is false hope. That is like a false hope, like I was just talking about, leading to you thinking, oh, okay, we don't have to look after the planet because we have another one. Do you understand? That does process deep in the back of your subconscious. Oh, look, yes, they found a planet, awesome. And, you know, the next time you might get asked to join a petition to clean up the oceans, you might not do it. You might be more lazy, thinking, oh, it's all right, we've got another planet to go to anyway, don't worry about it. That's all I'm saying, that it can lead to that kind of lackadaisy and apathetic nature. Just a bit of apathy there. It goes with the false hope. The blurry black hole. Awesome. Somewhat fuzzy. That's the worst fuzzy picture I've seen. It's a little squiggle that's fuzzy. I couldn't think of a worse image. Oh, for the first time, scientists detected a black hole devouring a nearby neutron star. How cool! Wow, what a picture for the Zoomers, right? Zoomer generation. Wow, it's like Goku battling some other person. Sorry, I don't watch those cartoons much anymore. Dragon Ball Z and that. But that's what it reminded me of. Look, it's like Goku in battle. That'll get the false hope going. Not even a real picture again. With, $52 million, right? $52 million a day, what could you do? You could buy incredibly good software, buy any, dumb, smart people, secret society type people who want to, all put their stories together. So you have like 100 people, 200 people putting their stories together to make it seem all true and real and vindicated and validated and peer reviewed. But you're paying all of them. Oh, okay. And what else could you do with $52 million? You could take video in space. Technically, you could. I bet for $52 million tomorrow, they could tomorrow build a $52 million camera which could take some proper video of space for me. 24-hour round Earth circling video footage so I get to see the entire Earth. And then probably what they could do with $52 million per day, and that's just NASA, there's JAXA and so on. But one thing they could probably do is take some better footage of space, right? Of the telescopes, they could upgrade the telescopes, I'm sure, to be better than fuzzy little images. Or do we need to go back up? Oh, okay. And then you get this, Super Goku battle. And I'm sure there's more, but what did we launch here? Travel technology has been launched allegedly, has it? I don't know. So apparently Richard Branson's attempts all blow up, but they made it with, who was it, SpaceX? Interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting that since NASA retired its fleet of space shuttles in 2011, miraculously, and the US has relied on Russian rockets like taxi astronauts. It wasn't that interesting. That's so interesting. I don't even need to talk about that, do I? Oh, more successful harnessing of the power of sunlight to power a spacecraft, yet your home is not powered by solar power yet, but they're powering spacecrafts. Does it sound like they're going to leave the meek weak on Earth? Sounds to me like it. They already have Agartha, these elites. Supposedly a spacefaring, civilization, economy, world, secret sect, Oh gosh. Have you heard of Agartha? Check Agartha. They're signing up elite people to leave you behind on the planet while it's dying. And, they're building sunlight-powered spacecrafts, but your house, your business, it can't be powered by sunlight. Just it can't. Because we can only do that to spacecraft. Please like the video if you think any of this should be, promulgated just in questioning nature, just putting out more questions there, I've not said anything for sure that, it looks fake, it might all be real. Could be real. Could be real. Not saying it's not, just throwing questions out there. So please like the video. I'd like to cover more of this. False hope is what I call it. And each generation they keep coming out with this without any good evidence. So now I'm going to have to look into this little Crew Dragon, or whatever it's called, launched. SpaceX launched Crew Dragon. Interesting. Why they called it Dragon? I don't want to go into reptilian species control the planet. Like, every rich family is draconian, or Archon. Spirit people control all managerial positions, or things like this. But I just said it. It's funny. Dragon, eh? Why a dragon? Why does it have to be a dragon? All the shamans of the old earth, all the shamans, they say that the lizard people be controlling here. Dunno. Might just be hearsay. But what is this? That looks like hearsay. Jesus.